It's the Shatkin First Down pregame show, presented by Northtown Automotive, with your host, Rich Gaenzler, featuring Jared Shatkin, and our special guest, Buffalo Bills alum, Lou Piccone. Now, from Sorrentino's in Williamsville, here's your host, Rich Gaenzler.
Welcome to the Shatkin First Down Buffalo pregame show. I'm Rich Gaenzler. Lots going on today, of course. The 1-6 Jags hosting the 5-2 Buffalo Bills, and we're going to talk about it over the next half hour. Jared Shatkin is going to be joining us in a moment to talk about last week's game and the big win over the Dolphins, 26-11. Of course, the Jaguars losing to Seattle. Big Geno Smith beating them 31-7, so not good for the Jaguars. We'll talk about that coming up in a little bit. We'll give the keys to the game. Dr. Todd Shatkin has his injury report. Members of the Mafia are here with our huddle, and our special guest today is Lou Piccone, who will join us in our next segment here live at Sorrentino's on Main Street in Williamsville. So, Jared, let's get to you first. Listen, the game against Miami was on Halloween, and I don't know about you, but it set up well because I was a little bit scared in that first half. Just 3 first-half points for the Bills. Of course, they recover in the second half, but talk about this textbook tale of two halves.
Yeah, I mean, in that first half, it seems like the Bills were celebrating the Halloween weekend a little bit the night before, right? We had Josh Allen barely having 60 yards passing. The balls are getting batted down. I'm texting my dad frantically, like, how is this happening? What's going on? I thought we were supposed to kill this team. So the first half was a problem for the offense. Defense looked pretty good. I mean, you had that fumble at the end of the half, which was just kind of a classic 1-5 Dolphins play that gave us a little bit of a spark. But if we were playing a team like the Titans, or let's say we were even playing the Steelers, I mean, some of these teams could have put us away pretty early.
Yeah, for sure.
But luckily, the second half was a completely different story. Josh comes out, and you could tell how mad he was at the end of that second half. He's getting a little fired up. He's getting angry. He's getting ready to dominate. So second half, he starts to find his guy Cole Beasley right in the middle of the field. He's picking up chunks, 15 yards, 11 yards. Third and longs don't matter, and we're moving the ball down the field. We end up covering a 14-point spread. But there's definitely a little bit of a scare there in the first half.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And Cole Beasley was fantastic. We wondered who was going to pick up Dawson Knox's productivity, and Cole has had a couple of really good back-to-back games. And the one thing I liked about the second half adjustment by the team was the fact that they knew, I think, that Diggs and Sanders might be taken away by Xavier Howard and Byron Jones. So what do? They picked on Needham, the nickel corner, all second half long, right?
Yeah. Needham was getting picked on that whole second half for sure. And there were some plays where you could see Beasley motioning, and he was almost beating Needham by alignment. Like Needham would be outside, and he's giving him that inside release, and Beasley just sitting 15 yards in the middle of the field. So quick, so savvy with his routes. I mean, that's the type of guy you need in a game like that. Just one of these guys to show out and play the best game of their year, and that's what Beasley did in that second half.
And you mentioned Josh. I mean, let's talk about his performance, especially in the second half. You know, the one play, and I think, and I can't confirm this, that he changed the play when he sees no safety whatsoever on the Diggs post touchdown. That was a beautiful play call, perfectly executed. In addition to that, he's got the stiff arm on Roberts on that 3rd and 1 where he gets the first down. He breaks through the face mask on the Gabe Davis touchdown, and he has his solo touchdown run as well. I mean, he really elevated his game in the second half.
Oh yeah, that was MVP Josh. The first half was not MVP Josh, but the second half was. He played with some nastiness. I mean, running over Wilkins and for that first down, and then he just spikes the ball in the face of the whole team. Yeah, giving him the wave, he's talking like that. That is classic MVP Josh in the second half. And so that play where Diggs won on that post, I think, yes, I do think Josh changed the play, but he was beat before the play, Howard was, because he was aligned outside leverage again. And nobody's going to stop Stephon Diggs going inside if he can get his way on a post route. So yeah, that was a big play. And, you know, the second half, they look like the Bills again, which is definitely good because the first half had me worried a lot.
And defensively, in terms of adjusting at the half, you know, Levi Wallace got picked on considerably in the first half. That didn't happen in the second half.
No, it did not. Levi Wallace had a couple really, really nice plays in that second half as well. I mean, he had a ball he batted down against Devontae Parker where he was just aligned perfectly. It was almost like it was exactly how the coaches teach defense. So that was nice. I think the Bills defense was fine the whole game personally. I don't think Tua, even in the first half, was doing too much. He hit that big 3rd and 11, but you rewatch that play, there was hands to the face on Jerry Hughes. That shouldn't have even been a play in the end of the second half to make the game close. So I think the Bills defense had a nice bounce back after a tough week in Tennessee.
Yeah, for sure. And they win by 15 in a game where they basically played one half, right? So nice job, Bills. Here now they get the Jacksonville Jaguars. We're going to welcome you back next segment because you have something in common with our guest Lou Piccone, and of course at the end of the show with our keys to the game. Jared, thanks, man. All right, more coming up. Lou Piccone is our special guest at Sorrentino's on Main Street in Williamsville. The Shatkin First Down Buffalo pregame show continues right after this.
Hi, I'm Dr. Todd Shatkin here with Hall of Fame running back Thurman Thomas.
My family and I have been coming to Dr. Shatkin's dental office for years. The office is beautiful and the staff is outstanding.
Thanks, Thurman. It's been an honor for me to take care of you and your family.
For a Hall of Fame smile, go where the pros go. Dr. Todd Shatkin at the Aesthetic Associates Center.
Call today for a free consultation, 839-1700.
Your kitchen is the heart of your home, so make it what you've always wanted.
Empire Granite Marble Quartz has everything you need to start your kitchen countertop makeover, all within your budget. Offering 24 months, 0% financing for a limited time. Empire has the largest indoor full slab showroom in Western New York, so visit the showroom today.
Make your dreams a reality with luxury you can afford.
Okay, team, we're down by 6 with only one play left. It's comeback time. Yeah! We need a play. The reverse ribeye, no good. The porterhouse pitch, too risky. The strip steak sweep, that's it. Go Russell!
Touchdown!
Where would you like to have dinner tonight?
Russell's, of course.
Be my guest and let us do the rest.
Welcome back to the Shatkin First Down Buffalo pregame show from Sorrentino's in Williamsville. Time for our Bills special guest. He was the OG 89. He was 89 before Steve Tasker, and, well, they're basically the same size and basically the same type of player. Joined now by Bills great Lou Piccone. Lou, great to see you, man.
Great to see you. Yep. You see now these shades. My future's so bright I need shades.
Apparently.
But I had a detached retina, so I had surgery, and the lights sort of make me squint my face. You don't want to look at that, but do the whole thing, do you?
Well, either that or the light is shining off my forehead and would have blinded you anyway, so it's a good thing, right?
Right.
We still have Jared Shatkin around from Boston, where he is joining us at Tufts University at Dental School. And Jared, you and Lou have a little something in common, don't you?
Oh, for sure. Me and Lou go way back. When I was switching positions from quarterback to wide receiver, I worked with Lou in the summer, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, he definitely is a really good coach, and he made me come in at 6 o'clock every morning, so it kept me out of trouble. And let's just say I know Lou pretty well.
Yeah, he was very dedicated. Didn't miss a morning, and I'm sure his pop had his foot out there if he did. So. So we had a good time, and he was a really very good student.
Excellent. Well, Jared, we will catch up with you in a little bit in the final segment with our keys to the game. So, Lou, more with you. You were that guy. You were the same size as Tasker, Wes Welker, on the current Bills, Cole Beasley. You had to be a fearless, crossing the field receiver. Tell us a little bit about that in a time in the game when, listen, passing wasn't as big as it is now, not even close, right?
That's right. That slot receiver became bigger and bigger as the passing game developed. And what made me so tough was my experience from getting to that point, my evolution as far as a player, where I ended up playing 9 or 10 different positions, and I never knew which one they were going to have me at. And what I realized is that if you're in that position, you're going in the middle, you might as well catch the ball because you're going to get killed anyway. You know, so if you go in there and you're not catching the ball, you're not going to be going in there very much.
You are one of the most fearless people I know, because not only were you doing that, but you were also a kick and punt returner as well, a really good one. You averaged 24 yards a kick return for your career, which is fantastic, which, for those of you that don't know, started with the Jets, ended with the Bills, almost a 10-year career between the two teams. Fantastic. You also had a really nice receiving year, your best year in terms of receptions, 33, which, if you were to fast forward to 2021, is about a 65-catch season probably. Again, going back to, it wasn't a passing game back then.
We had Frank Lewis, we had Jerry Butler, you know, we had all the guys that could go, and they were just fantastic receivers. We had a fantastic receiving corps. And Fergie came along too. When he first started, he was handing the ball off to OJ all the time, you know, and Bobby Chandler, who caught 63 pass catches in that time, that was excellent for a running club. And as Joe evolved, so did the passing game.
I got to ask you about one of the most exciting games in Bills history you were part of, when you ended that Dolphin win streak against the Bills. You were part of that Bills team. What was it like that day when you end the streak, when the fans mob the field, the goalposts are coming down?
There's really nothing to describe it. When you have 80,000 people and you just quit a 20-game losing streak, people are just off their hinges. People are climbing the goalposts. They're tearing them down. And it was probably one of the most exciting games that I had ever been in.
So you've been in Buffalo for, 40 years, right?
Right.
Or more.
Right.
And since then, you've become a big member and part of the Bills Alumni Association. Talk about some of the things you guys are doing.
I think that the most important thing that the people in Buffalo realize is that we donated our time, you know, and we didn't quite make the money that these guys are making today. We set the stage for it so that they could get there, but we were really very involved in the community, and Ralph was also part of that. And for 40-some years now, we've been putting back. We've raised over for a bunch of hackers that go out and raise money. We raised well over $2 million to put back into the community. I don't think there's a charity that we haven't touched. And really, our guys are just fantastic. Thousands and thousands of hours have gone back into the community, and I think that's why it's such a love affair between our guys, the alumni, the Bills, and the Buffalo community.
Absolutely. Buffalo Bills Alumni Foundation, very quickly, give me a score prediction on today's game.
35-15. I think they score oddly.
Yeah, right. Everybody, give it up for Lou Piccone.
Thank you, guys.
The
Good to be here.
Mafia members join us next on The Huddle. Stay right here on the Shatkin First Down Buffalo pregame show.
Hi, this is Steve Christie. When the Bills needed a clutch kicker, they called me. When I needed a dentist to care for my family, I called the best, Dr. Todd Shatkin from the Aesthetic Associates Center. Dr. Shatkin and his team have provided us with the care that we need. Are you embarrassed to smile because of loose dentures or missing teeth? You can be you again with Shatkin Mini Dental Implants. Call Dr. Todd Shatkin today at 716-839-1700 or go to drtshatkin.com.
Empire Granite, Marble, Quartz has Western New York's largest indoor showroom with the best selection of natural and engineered countertops. Transform and increase the value of your home with custom quality from Empire Granite, Marble, Quartz. Replace your old countertops starting at just $19.95, including installation. 12 months, 0% financing available. Shop now at the corner of Walden and Transit or visit us online at empiregmq.com.
Welcome back to the Shatkin First Down Buffalo pregame show. Of course, Bills and Jaguars coming up from Jacksonville. We continue. We have amassed some Bills Mafia members. We like to call this the Huddle. We're going to go around the table and ask these guys a little bit about themselves and their Bills fandom and about this current 2021 Bills and how it's been going for them, and get a score prediction as well. Also, Tino's Dough. We're going to do some Bills trivia questions with the guys as well. Let's start off and hand off first to Mark from Williamsville. Mark, good afternoon.
Good morning and good afternoon, Rich.
Thanks for being
here, buddy.
Yeah, I appreciate you being here. Very quickly, let's talk a little bit about the Bills and Cole Beasley. Let me start with Cole Beasley. So Emmanuel Sanders has been the man, and Beasley was kind of gone for a little bit. Came back last week with a huge game. Talk about how important he is to this offense.
He is so important, going across the middle. I think we had Lou Piccone here. He did it. Cole does a great job. He takes his licking, but he keeps on ticking.
Well done. Score prediction.
I'm picking the Bills. Go Bills.
Yeah, if anybody doesn't pick the Bills, by the way, I will personally escort you out of the building, just so everyone knows. What's your score?
24-17.
24-17. I'm going to ask you to play quarterback and hand off the ball to our next guest. Nick, where are you from, man?
Downtown Buffalo.
Downtown Buffalo.
That's right.
Let's talk a little bit about the Jets beating Cincinnati and any given Sunday. I mean, this is setting up as the exact same, right? The Bills are the Bengals, the Jaguars are the Jets. It's a road game.
You know what? If you told me Mike White for the Jets would beat the Bengals, who've been on a roll lately, I wouldn't believe you. So anything can happen any given Sunday, like you said. But the Jaguars, they're struggling. Urban Meyer, their coach, hasn't been too hot. Trevor Lawrence, we've seen wishy-washy from him. Their I think they're last in the league with time of possession. Bills are going to have the ball a lot, and I think they're going to pour it on.
Okay, what's your score prediction?
I'm going to go 38-17. They cover the spread, and Big Bills win.
Awesome. All right, let's move on. Pass the ball over across the table, if you will. Let's see what kind of hands Bob has. Well done.
Coach.
We call him the coach. And why, Bob Helwig, are you the coach?
I give a lot of unsolicited golf advice to my golfing friends.
So you basically tell your buddies what to do?
Yes.
Got it.
They don't listen, but I try.
You're obviously all Billsed out.
I am all Billsed
let's
out.
talk a little bit about Josh last week. Obviously a poor first half, arguably, for him. Much better second half. But he's got the crowd fired up. He's yelling at his teammates. He's doing this thing to Christian Wilkins from the Dolphins. Are you okay with that, Josh, throwing, showing a little cockiness out there on the field and being that kind of revved up starting quarterback?
Well, after the game, after they're winning, that's fine. He does need to play under control, I think, a little bit more. He's looking for the big play, I think, a little too much, and the underneath passes work. Miami blitzed quite a bit, and I don't think they were ready for the blitz in the first half. Second half, they blitzed, and Josh killed them.
Yeah, this is a team that's great with adjustments, and they adjusted perfectly at halftime, and that's why they had a 23-point second half and won by 15. What's your score prediction?
28-14. Jags score a couple of touchdowns at the end of the game.
All right, Vic, how are you? Pass the ball, if you would, Bob, to Vic. Excellent. Where are you from?
From Amherst.
And what do you do?
I'm retired.
Good for you.
It.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So what do you do in your spare time, Green Thumb?
Nothing.
Nothing?
That's where retirement is.
That's why you're with us.
Yeah.
Right? Awesome. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the Bills and their struggles and the fact that they were able at halftime to make those adjustments in the pass game and defensively as well, and what kind of confidence that gives you for them going forward.
It gives me a lot of confidence in that. They came out flat after the bye week. They came out the second half and were the real Bills. It's pretty obvious they were the better team, and they showed it.
What's your score prediction?
42-10, and the Jags get a late garbage touchdown.
Very good. Okay, 42-3 for most of the game. Excellent. So everybody guessed the Bills winning, except for Mark here, by a considerable amount. Time for our 2-minute drill. And Tino's Dough. So guys, we're going to ask you some Bills trivia questions. They're all going to have to do with this series between the Bills and the Jaguars over the years. This one is for $10. You can all, just ring in, if you will. Raise your hand if you think you know the answer. Question number 1. There are 2 Josh Allens in the NFL. We got one. The Jags have the other. What position does the other Josh Allen play? Bob.
Defensive end.
We'll take that. Defensive end outside linebacker. We'll take that. That's $10 for you guys and Tino's Dough. Well done.
Well done, Bob.
You elect to move on. This chance is for $25. Okay, question number 2. What 2 former Bills coaches also were head coaches in Jacksonville? Now remember, Jacksonville's only been around since '95, so they've been head coaches recently for both clubs. Talk amongst yourselves.
Was our defensive? I think he was.
They're head coaches, correct?
Yeah.
Take a shot. Somebody throw some names out there.
Lou Saban.
Jack Del Rio, but
Yeah, all wrong. All wrong, guys. It was Doug Marrone and Mike Malarkey.
That's right.
Mike
Right? Remember
Malarkey.
Mike Malarkey?
Well, we tried to forget him.
Okay.
We forgot Marone already.
We're stuck at $10. Last question. The Bills' 2 playoff games against Jacksonville, there were 3 Bills quarterbacks that played in those 2 games. Who were they?
DJ Manuel?
No.
Moody?
No. So the first playoff game was in 96. Obviously, the other one broke the drought in 2018. So who was the Bills quarterback in 1996?
Well, 2018, Tyrod Taylor.
And
Josh.
No. Okay. The answer was Jim Kelly in 1996 and Tyrod Taylor and Nathan Peterman. Remember Tyrod got hurt and Peterman came at the end of the game. Jalen Ramsey gets the interception. They end up winning, and of course, 10-3. Guys, thanks for doing the huddle. Thanks for being here. We're going to feed you. You got your drinks. Appreciate you being here. Coming up next, the injury report and our keys to the game as the Shatkin First Down Buffalo pregame show continues live here at Sorrentino's in Main Street in Williams.
I was in a car accident. My front tooth cracked. I'm definitely embarrassed to smile. I got mini dental implants. It changed my life because it made me feel like me. Like I can smile and feel like Ashley. I just want to say thank you.
Mini dental implants can change your life too. You can be you again. Call us at 839-1700 for a free consultation.
I'm more than happy. I'm ecstatic.
Okay, team, we're down by 6 with only 1 play left. It's comeback time. Yeah, we need a play. The reverse ribeye, no good. The porterhouse pitch, too risky. The strip steak sweep, that's it. Go Russell.
Touchdown!
Where would you like to have dinner tonight?
Russell's, of course.
Be my guest and let us do the rest.
I am so happy with my experience that I had at I Smile Spas today. Got my teeth professionally whitened. I have months of results in less than an hour. No pain, seriously not even a sting. They're not sensitive. You leave with a kit to continue your whitening. Absolutely incredible. I'm so happy I ever did this. I can't stop smiling.
Western New York. Smile again with confidence. Call 43-SMILE today.
Thanks, Rich. It's week 9 of the NFL season, and I'm Dr. Todd Shatkin with this week's injury report. But first, a big shout out to place kicker Tyler Bass, who was named the AFC Special Teams Player of the Month. Bass is the first Bill to earn this honor since Brian Moorman in November of 2006. Congratulations, Tyler. At the top of this injury report this week is wide receiver Cole Beasley. He did not practice Wednesday because of a rib injury he suffered during the Miami game. He may be a game day decision. My bet is he's going to play. Cole's great second half play was one of the reasons the Bills prevailed last Sunday. Offensive lineman John Feliciano is a question mark with a calf injury, along with offensive lineman Spencer Brown with his back injury and defensive tackle Justin Zimmer with a foot injury. Tight end Dawson Knox continues to rehab from his hand surgery last week and will not play against the Jaguars. All of us here at Shatkin Sports Network, along with our Bills Mafia family, wish our Bills a speedy recovery. Back to you, Rich and Jared.
Thanks, Todd. Welcome back to the Shatkin First Down Buffalo pregame show. The 1-6 Jaguars hosting the 5-2 Bills within the hour. Now it's time for our keys to the game. Let's go back to Boston and Jared Shatkin. And Jared, I mean, listen, the Jaguars, they come off a win, their first of the season, and then they go and take on Seattle and get blown out by Geno Smith 31-7. This team is an absolute mess. What are your keys to the game for the Bills?
So for the Bills, I mean, we just got to continue what we have been doing against these poor teams, because this might be the worst team we've played yet. I mean, we played the Titans, who beat the Jaguars. We beat them 40-0, and the whole team around Trevor Lawrence is kind of a mess. So we have to do pretty much the opposite of what we did in the first half last game. We got to get up early, and if we get up early, we might be able to get some of the backups in. maybe Mitch Trubisky can get another touchdown in there.
Yeah, to me, Trevor Lawrence obviously is a key for the Jaguars. And listen, they got some decent guys outside. Chenault's not a bad player. You got Marvin Jones Jr. Agnew's a pretty dynamic guy as well.
Yeah, those guys they're definitely good players. Agnew, Chenault, they're dynamic, but the problem is they're not true number ones, and they're being forced to play as if they're true number ones. So if you match guys like Levi Wallace and Trey White up against them, they can get washed out of the game pretty quickly, and then it makes Trevor Lawrence really have to hold the ball, buy time. And I just don't think the Jaguars are really up for the task yet. They really haven't done Trevor Lawrence any favors this year, so I don't see them having a very strong performance against the Bills.
And they really need James Robinson, too. I mean, he is a major key to their offense.
Yeah, without a running game, they become one-dimensional. They got to pass the ball every down. And if you saw last week, Trevor Lawrence threw the ball 53 times, and he averaged 4 yards a pass. So if James Robinson isn't in the game, they have to become one-dimensional. I mean, that's kind of a scary thing for the Jaguars.
Yeah, I like the Bills' game plan through the game last week in terms of not technically being able to run the ball super well, but using those little screens and flat passes to Moss as sort of an extension of the run game, right?
Yeah, Moss and Josh were pretty key in that screen game. Josh was putting the ball right over the defensive end, and he was giving us some nice loft, and Moss was able to get some yards after the catch. I mean, if they played cover zero, Stephon Diggs was able to get the ball on a tunnel screen a couple of times, pick up 5-6 yards. I mean, it wasn't as dynamic of a game as you usually expect from a guy like Diggs, but if they're going to be playing cover zero, those screens are going to start to work, and you're just going to start moving the chains.
Yeah, I know we like as fans to see the Bills be aggressive. And we think, oh, he's just checking down. But when those plays get you 7 to 10 yards a crack, keep going, right?
Absolutely. Watch what the Chiefs are doing. They're not taking those checkdowns, and they almost lost to the Giants this week. And the Bills are taking those checkdowns, and we're getting chunk yardage, and we're getting in the red zone, and we're scoring touchdowns. So if they're going to play two people back deep on us, cover two deep, we're going to have to take those checkdowns. And I like how patient Josh is sometimes, and I think he's very capable of doing that.
Sure. Tommy Sweeney had a nice game against Miami, and Sanders shut out. So you think Sanders probably is going to have a game against Jacksonville. What do you think in the end the score ends up being?
My prediction is 34-17. I mean, after the way the Bills played in the first half last week, I don't have this much confidence that they're going to play and blow another team out like they did Houston. So I think the Jaguars may be able to get 17 points on us, but I still think that we're going to have a pretty dominant performance.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Sean McDermott, we know he won't do this, but he can't be a Zach Taylor with the Bengals against the Jets, because this is that kind of a setup, right? It's a bad team on the road for the Bills, who are clearly dominant and a big favorite. I don't think that's going to be a problem. I think Sean McDermott's a better coach than that. So I like the Bills in this game big, 42-16. Jared, great job again. We want to thank all of our sponsors. We want to thank Sorrentinos here on Main Street in Williamsville. Want to thank our good buddy Lou Piccone for stopping in. Of course, our fans that stopped in as part of the huddle, and thank you for watching. This has been the Shatkin First Down Buffalo pregame show. We'll see you next week at noon right here on WBBZ.
If you would like to be a participant in the Shatkin First Down Huddle, email Mark Aarons at maarons@shatkinfirst.com. This has been a production of the Shatkin Sports Network.